A very warm welcome, lead good evening or early good morning to you, wherever you are in the world. This is Arunava Chaudhary. You're live on my YouTube channel. And it's another FIFA World Cup 2026. And it is Germany versus Paraguay from Boston. And I'm looking forward to this game. Let's see what Germany can do, if they can really. Show what they are capable of. They did show it against Curacao. They showed it in the comeback against Ivory Coast, but they didn't play well against Ecuador. And meanwhile, Paraguay, of course, who've had, shall we say, a mixed World Cup. To get out of the group, I think, was a big success for them. But if I look at the results, a 4-1 loss to the United States, a lucky 1-0 win against Turkey, and then a goalless draw against Australia, which has taken them into the knockouts. So Paraguay will be looking forward to this. So let's wait and see what happens. And earlier in the evening, I was doing a little bit of a watch along early on, and Japan out of the tournament after a comeback win for Brazil. And Japan continue with their losses in knockouts. And Brazil, in the end, deserving winners. Japan disappoint in the end, but that's, of course, the early game. And we will surely talk about Israel today's Japan's all AFC nations, the World Cup, another part of the sea. Australia is still there, but I do agree with you, Zorawat, that independently of what Japan and Australia do in this tournament in the knockouts, again, as you say, Brazil are on, Japan are out, and therefore for me, that's a big issue. And now we bank on the Aussies to sort of bail us out against Egypt to at least get one team in the round of 16. Otherwise, yes, it has been a very poor World Cup for teams from Asia, and that's a reality. And I think big teams in Asia. That does not mean that you could be potentially a big team at the global stage, and it shows. And therefore, it's one of those realities that let's see what happens with that. So therefore, let's wait and see what happens, and let's see what Germany do in this encounter against Paraguay, where currently the German national anthem is being played, sung with passion by the German fans. Quite a number of them have traveled to Boston for this encounter, and it was interesting to see what Germany do in this encounter. Again, anything but a win for me would be a surprise or an upset of sorts. Let's quickly go through lineups. A few changes in the German team, or actually only one, or rather two, which happened. Manuel Neuer continues in goal. Joshua Kimmich continues to be captain. Antonio Rudiger, Jonathan Tah in the heart of defense. Nathaniel Brown comes back following injury in place of David Raum, Alexander Pavlovic, and Felix Metscher in defense and midfield. Leroy Sané, Kai Havertz, and Flo Wirtz in attacking positions. Kai Havertz taking over the Musiala position. And Dennis Undav finally gets a start for Germany. Yes, Dennis Undav starting for Germany. That's the big news that is coming out of the United States. So Dennis Undav in that position. So let's see what he can do for Germany tonight. A lot of expected from, as you said, Musiala drops to the bench. And at the other end, Orlando Gil in goal, Juan Cáceres, captain Gustavo Gomez, Jose Canale, and Junior Alonso in defense. Then the five-man midfield, Miguel Almiron returns after his red card. Damian Bobadilla, Andres Cubas, Matias Galarza, as well as Julio and Cisco. And up front, Gabriel Avalos, the man who they hope and expect to be able to get them the goal. So those are the shots that Julian Nagelsmann and Gustavo Alfaro are sending into this encounter. Therefore, looking forward to what happens. Yes, I didn't do the questionnaire in regard to what will be the outcome. 1 second, let me put that out as well. And then let's see that you can sort of Anything but a Germany win would surprise me. And let's see what happens in this one. Have you read about Mohammed's proposal regarding also? Yes, I have, Zoravar. Again, my question is, why are XYZ clubs suddenly sending proposals to the FF about this topic? Is there a logic to it? Is there something that I've missed that individual clubs, rather than the clubs working together to send out proposals, and therefore that's something which to me doesn't make sense. But again, yes, I've seen the proposal. I think there are players who are 30 plus who could be options for the national team. So why not do it? As I said, for me, and I've said this multiple times over the last 3 years, I don't want OCI players to come and play in India. I want them, uh, um, you know, um, to me, I don't want them to come to play in India. I want them to play wherever they are in the world. Right. So the game is set and ready. It is at the Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, the sort of Boston FIFA World Cup stadium, 80,000 capacity, supposedly close to a sellout. If you see the stadium overall, and I'm looking forward to what Germany can do. Jalal Jaid is the match referee from Morocco. And yeah, let's wait and see if Germany can find the form from the game against Curacao. Um, Hi, Raj, welcome back. And if India saying Germany can do what is needed. Last minute disappointment, I would say, Raj. Terrible. Tanaka with his cleans. Manuel, as I said, Manuel Neuer, Nathan Brown, Jonathan Tah, Antonio Rudiger, Joshua Kimmich in defense, Alexander Pavlovic, Felix Metscher in defensive midfield, Florian Wirtz. Here they're showing Dennis Undav and Leroy Sané in the attacking position, Kai Havertz up front. I think Dennis Undav will be the number 9. Kai Havertz will be more as the number 10 for Germany. So let's see what formation they have. And I think Havertz and Undav will inter-switch positions. So I'm looking forward to that. And meanwhile, Paraguay with Orlando Gil Jr., Alonso Jose Canale, Gustavo Gomez, Juan Jose Caceres, sorry. Then in midfield, Julio Enciso, Matias Galarza, Andres Cubas, Damian Boedia, and Miguel Almiron. And then up front, Gabriel Avalos. So that is the 4-5-1 that Paraguay intends to play in this game against the Germans, who will hope that they can control their opponents, can play against this opponent. And it'll be interesting to see if Germany, as I said, can figure out a performance as they did in the especially Curacao game or the game against Ivory Coast as they did the comeback. Moin, Roshan, moin as well. But we should play music. Ich rocke. Yeah, Roshan, I think none of the others will understand. Roque Santa Cruz, a legend at Bayern Munich, still playing. I think he's 43. And and there is the Sport Stiller, which is a band out of Munich, big supporters of Bayern, and have made a few songs. And they actually did a song, Ich Hocke, about Roque Santa Cruz. So that's Roshan, what is meaning to. Was it down Japan to second half, which I tried to take the game to extra time and give a final push there, but it backfired. Yeah, but always, if you make Hurricanes try for Germany. As we have kickoff, Germany in an all white. And yeah, push. Make it straight for Germany. Yes. And the last time Germany played in an all white was in 2014. First attempt from Ecuador, from Enciso. Sorry, in Paraguay. Corner within the first few seconds for Paraguay. Germany have to be careful in this situation. Julio Enciso, rising player at Racing Strasbourg, sister club of Chelsea FC. Corner. A lot of pushing and shoving. As I said, the last time Germany wore white shorts was in a World Cup final, 2014. Oh, that's an empty one in Germany. Manuel Neuer with the save. Was it Matthias Galarza? No, it wasn't. It was Junior Alonso. Manuel Neuer with his hand. And Alonso wanted a second touch on the ball, couldn't get it. What a nice wonder for being super sub to starting them. So, however, I think the super sub story is fine. I think from a fourth division amateur footballer, third division, going to Belgium, being top scorer in Belgium, moving to Brighton, not really making it Brighton, and at Stuttgart having the breakthrough, and then becoming a German national team player, a bench player, then a super sub, and now a starting player. I think that's the story. And he's not someone who's gone through the typical German academy system. Germany trying to build. Ball out to Wirtz. Ball back to Undaf. Kimmich. And play allowed to continue. Julio and Cisco. Julio and Cisco. And the Germans with 2-3 players try and get rid of him. Mecha. Out to Havertz. Havertz. And that's given as a foul against Kai Havertz. Andres Cubas plays for the Whitecaps. And that to me is a foul from Julio Enciso against Joshua Kimmich, not given by the referee. And Gustavo Gomez on the ground in pain. Not looking good. Danny Bath, despite he's still playing championship, says a lot about him, but it is things. Yeah, but Raj, let's again, and I would also say if Danny Bath was, being considered to come to India and play in India and all that kind of stuff, I would always say, yeah, why not? Why shouldn't Danny come to India and play in India? And so those are some of the things. Substitution already being prepared in this case, but I think Gustavo Gomez, the 33-year-old, will continue. There once again the chance for Junio Alonso and Manuel Neuer. Yeah. That's actually a quality save from Neuer. Punching the ball out. Hope it's working. I hope you can see me, guys. Still goalless between Germany and Paraguay. Germany trying to take charge, trying to take control of the game. So, half chances. Oh, Wirtz wants a throw in, but it's for Paraguay. Miguel Almiron, who plays like Matthias Galarza for Atlanta United in the MLS. 32-year-old. Queens Pro. Has had a few years at Newcastle United in between. And Flowitz on the left. And I see you guys. Nothing happened. I guess, yeah. That's the problem. I think people will talk about someone like Danny Bath with no respect for what Danny has played, what has he achieved, how good he is also as a football player. But again, let's focus on this one. Antonio Rüdiger. Yeah, we have enough. But again, the question is, Danny Bath as a defender would be of different level for us. Kimmich. Ta. Rüdiger. Out to Flo Wirtz. Oh, Kimmich. Let's be careful. Ta. Rüdiger. Yeah, the comeback of Nene Brown has already been worth it. The left back to opt out of the last game. Kimmich. Plays out to Sané. Leroy Sané, one-on-one. Mecha wants to play it through to Sané. Mecha puts pressure. And Paraguay able to clear. We're dropping very deep. Kimmich across to him, to Toni Rüdiger. Jonathan Tah, Pavlovic, Tah, Rüdiger, Nene Brown, Wirtz, Rüdiger. Pavlovic drops. Plays it to Kimmich. Joshua Kimmich. Out to Sané. Leroy Sané. One-on-one. Leroy Sané. Stopped by Junio Alonso with the help of Matthias Galarza. Paraguay playing a 4-4-2, looks like it, rather than 4-5-1. Nata, Pavlovic, again to Kimmich. Yeah, they have to be creative. Mecha looking for Sané, cleared, but Paraguay dropping very deep. Julian Nagelsmann, Benny Hübner having a conversation. What could be our options? With respect to him, but we have to do better than this. Was the same with Chopra when his time had passed, he wanted to play. Sasha, that's not true. Chopra wanted to play earlier, he didn't get a chance. So again, 2009, 2010 conversations with Bob happened and the FF didn't have an opportunity. So we could have gotten a decent Chopra. Wirtz. All. Whoever says against OCA is an anti-national. And mixes have started, the focus should be on grassroots, blah, blah. Yeah, Sasha, then you have been exposed. Yeah. It's Arsene Wenger. And Matthias, the FIFA General Secretary, also in attendance. Keeper Orlando Gil clears lines. Pavlovic heads it back to Neuer. He throws it back to Pavlovic. Guidiga Pavlovic, who hasn't had a good World Cup so far. Alexander Pavlovic, Kimmich, Leroy Sané, looking for options. Sané loses the ball. Now has to be careful. Kimmich does well. That's a clear foul given this time. Matthias Galarza. Yeah, it's not the first time, it's the second time. This time it's given. Mecha, foul not given. Mecha still on the ground. Germany win the ball. Mecha loses the ball again. Kimmich, foul given against Ha. Not happy. Without grassroots, we will achieve nothing. OCIs are a short-term solution. Grassroots and development is the long-term answer. No, it's not. See, and that is the misconception that I see with a lot of people who don't seem to understand this whole OCI discussion. Once we open that door, and we've got the drinks break over there. Once we open the door for OCIs, that door will not get shut. And for us to produce quality players who can compete at Asian level, forget world level, at Asian level, will take 20, 30 years at least if we do good work. And the others are working as well. So most probably talking about 50 years until we produce decent players in our grassroots and youth development system, right? OCIs will become a long-term solution because we will get in the next decade much better quality players of origin coming through the systems in Europe and in North America. I think that should be the focal point for us if we understand that point right. There might be also OCIs coming in, the results might not work the way we think that it should be from the start. So therefore, to me, sorry guys, whoever is saying OCIs, we'll have to see, we'll have to wait, what happens here, what happens there. To me, it's the solution. And the question at some stage is, what is the solution? And that's the challenge for us, right? So therefore, if you ask me, OCIs is not a short-term solution, isn't that we are. Then there will be no more use for Indian football. Then why play domestic competition? We can just pick good OCIs. Sasha, the one or the other domestic player will have to break through. If you look at some of these countries in Africa, Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia as examples, Morocco has developed its grassroots and youth, and they're producing better players. But de facto, 22 out of their 23 players are European born, right? And again, as I say, the player development path has to be created. And I think that with OCIs coming in and with the national team hopefully being more successful, that will create a revolution of interest in India and Indian football. And I don't see us qualifying for the next World Cup or two. Let's be very, very honest. Even with OCIs, that will take time. So therefore, that is something which you need to plan for the next decade and a half. That we think about. Listen, can we get there to 2038? That would be my thing. And that is what the OCI is not a solution to say, listen, we're going to get to 2030. 2034 will be tough. Others are working on this, unlike we are, right? Sorry, disconnecting. So for me, it's not a short-term solution. It's a mid to long-term solution. And even if you tomorrow rectify things in Indian youth football, which is not happening in grassroots, the rectification will most probably take 3 to 5 years. So therefore, where is that? Not to forget heavy, consistent investment for decades, something never going to happen in India. I don't know if it's never going to happen, but that needs to happen. Rava, that's a point. That's a very valid point. That investment needs to happen in Indian football at grassroots and youth level. And if I don't know if my league is going to exist next week, so this is the point. If I'm going to put in criteria in regard to grassroots development, which were part in the original plans of the ISL, Mr. Goenka doesn't care about what's going to happen in the next 10 years. He wants to win now. How do you change that mentality of those owners, right? That's your biggest problems. There's already low incentive to have players in India who zero incentive if you view OCS as a long-term solution. Zasha, the incentive to develop talent has never been there. right? We have saved ourselves. Nene Brown plays it out to Wirtz. Wirtz looking for Sané. Sané's first touch is not good, but still wins a throw in. To me, the incentive is not there. But the incentive can only come once we sort out our top level football. You know, so that's the point. We we need to be realistic in what we are about to create. I think you're right about interest growth with OCS, but we know how Indians operate. We believe we found the shortcut to success. We won't do anything to develop our own players. It will happen because people will be willing to invest into it. Look at Morocco as a good example, because, or even Algeria or Tunisia, that their local football has been strengthened because of the inclusion of overseas. Flo Wirtz, can he get to it? No, he won't. Too long, but a good idea. 2030 World Cup may be tough, but at least make it to semis of AFC Asia Cup. Zoravar, AFC Asia Cup semis? When? 2031? Do you know that if we mess up the 2030 World Cup qualifiers, we might be already out also of the Asian Cup? The semifinals, dude, we're talking earlier today about rankings and this and that and everything. We're so bad that if we sort out our things, that will take time. We need to be consistently playing Asian Cups. We're already going gaga again about what should be our aims. No, right? Did even Bangladesh is doing better, but has Bangladesh made it to the Asian Cup with Hamza and the lot? Right. So for us to develop our talent, again, as I say, it's not look at Japan, and today Japan for me is a good example. Oh, good ball for Leroy Sané. Sané is the ball. Undaf and offside given. Leroy Sané offside. So therefore for me, that's the thing. So for me, yeah. And what talent are you talking about? Sasha Soko talents like the basics of football. Yeah, that's our problem. Our footballer, our footballers today, with all the coaching that has gone into Indian football, is worse than without coaching. And that should be the question mark that should be asked. We the biggest reset needs to be coaching, nothing else. Forget administration of things. Our coaching is the biggest problem, and the coaches don't want to accept it. Morocco undertook a major change, administration, direction, coaching, and everything else. Yeah, but Sasha, the impetus came from the overseas players, no? I know that a lot of Moroccans would say, "Oh, no, 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 we did it internally." No, you didn't. Without the European talent, Morocco would be not there where they are. Right? And Morocco could have done anything and everything to their structure. So that's the thing. What do you think about our prospects in Asia Cup? So rather, we need to qualify first. If I qualify first, that's for me the start. Almiron keeps the ball in, and the ball goes out. Goal kick for Manuel Neuer. So for me, you have gone already past step 2, step 3, 2035, 2039. That's where we talk about reaching, So that's the thing. We'll always be behind Japan, Korea, North and South, Iran, Iraq, Australia. Maybe, maybe not. Good example is Iran. Iran, I think, will be imploding in the next 2-3 years. With youth talent not coming through, it's dependent on Iran actually getting origin players into their game. The Ashkan Dejagas. Wirtz keeps the ball in. Throw in Germany. Kai Havertz looking for, and does he earn a free kick? Germany still have the ball. Get it out. Pavlovic, Kimmich, looking to play out. Kimmich, back to Sane. Sane wants to put it into danger area. Man down. Free kick given for Paraguay. Zara, I've said it over and over. Our coach education is crap. Savio cannot be there at every single course. I'm not sure how involved Richard is. Richard is not. Savio and Richard are not your answers also. Sorry. Savio and Richard are not your answers also. Because when you see what they've done practically, do they know it theoretically? That question has to be asked. How do you believe Iran imploding? They have good coaches at grassroots level. So Robert, look at the under-17 talent. Iran is a country at war. Iran is a complete disaster. If you talk to people, good coaches in a country which the system is no longer working, and Iran has been dropping dramatically over the last 5 7 years, right? Uzbekistan has been able to show what they're capable of, but that's Uzbekistan imploding. Uzbekistan is better. What are the good indicators out there? Sasha, we need a new crop. We need a new generation. I don't know about Iranian Grasso, but the budgets they operate with are huge in the top tier. Yeah, but again, the country at war, so their budgets are not going to be huge anymore. And it has not been working, right? Japan knockouts, Lakers, Mecha, Unda doesn't get to the ball. Yeah, Japan knockouts at World Cup start to feel like English penalty curse. Seems to have Roshan. Good first half, but after the break, Japan too defensive. Didn't play for a second, which I thought would have been wise, and they couldn't hold on to it. Big mistake from Tanaka in the end, which allows Brazil Martinelli to score. Ball out to Kimmich. Germany being put a little bit under pressure, but Paraguay back. Pavlovic. Wirtz. Havertz. Havertz blocked. Lovely chest from Rüdiger. Kimmich. Once OCI players will win national team, only then grassroots coaches will get a wake-up call. Yeah, I don't know if they wake up or not, Zorawa. That's going to be the big question. It's a very valid question that you raise, but my question is: will they understand? Will they change something or not? Tony Rüdiger, Alex Pavlovic, out to Leroy Sané. Sané plays the ball in, touches it, and then goes out. Germany trying to put pressure on their opponents. Once more, Kai Havertz. Gomez. Gustavo Gomez. Rüdiger. Joshua Kimmich. Charging forward. Leroy Sané. Leroy Sané loses the ball again. Mecha trying to win the ball back. Wins the ball back, but referee says foul. Almiron wins a free kick. And now will that wake up the coaches? The players currently aren't good because coaches prioritize results. Denmark's best academy priorities winning at under 17. And success is measured. Is it now when players move from the first team, they also get money from the FA for it. They don't get money for winning some crap school tournament. Sasha, you're comparing Europe with India, which makes no sense, right? It's not a question of priorities. Our coaches are not teaching the kids the right things and prioritizing whatever. It doesn't make sense. At grassroots level, they're not teaching the kids the basics, not working on the basics. So the whole system is flawed, right? There's not one thing that we need to change. We need to look at the whole system and also learning. The coaching licenses per se actually are good. But again, my question is, who's teaching them how, right? Is that theoretical knowledge that is there in those books, is anyone actually using it and implementing it? No, that's the biggest problem. There's not any local player make it to national team. Yeah. So your question is, where is that? Leroy Sané. Looking for Kimmich. Kimmich keeps the ball. Kimmich can't clear the ball. A lot of fighting. And Paraguay, maybe with a counter-attacking move. Almiron. And loses the ball against Nene Brown. Nene Brown does well. Undaf out to Havertz. Havertz wants to play. Mecha can't get the ball in. Chance for Paraguay to break. And Paraguay lose the ball. Foul given against Pavlovic. Yeah, Pavlovic, no touch on the ball. Foul given. Yes, they don't work on the basis because Bosco and Mumbai Brothers U15 winning every game, for example. Yeah, but Sasha, that is a bad example because we're talking about school football. Sorry, but my priority is not school football. My priority has to be academy and club football because in India, school football in this current form is a waste of time. Sorry to say that. School football is fun. On the coaches' case, it's the same as national coaches. If you want good educators, coach and pay them accordingly. I think, and you will not like it, as with the players. I think for the quality that Indian coaches have, they're overpaid. Tonight is the night of brutal answers. Indian coaches are overpaid for the quality, right? In Europe, you work in Europe, you know how many grassroots coaches do they get paid? They do it for free. They do it for the love of the game. In India, even a grassroots under three coach will want money from you. So it doesn't work because it's all about money. It's not about being good or bad. So that is part of your problem. It's all about money. Pay them accordingly. I pay them nothing. Starting with the national coach. Zero, zilch, nada, nothing. Because they deserve nothing. Because the quality they're producing is utter rubbish. Right? Please quote me if you want to. Because that's the first batch that needs to be changed. Those guys who run academies and those guys who are coaches at grassroots and youth level. Get them out. Coaches in India are still stuck. So it's not even that. Even the young coaches, they're not stuck. They watch European football. Oh, I've got this tactics. They don't even understand that what they're coaching. 30,000 rupees is nothing for a national team coach. Say you. For the quality they're producing, 30,000 rupees is a lot. Right? Again, and if someone wants to do it for that money, it's your fault. There are academy coaches who get that money. And they don't deserve it. Grassroots coaches don't deserve it. Sorry. Corner for Germany. If we want to have the conversation about money, the Indian football system, the Indian sporting system is spoiled because amateur sports in India is paid. There is no distinction between amateur, semi-pro, pro. That's the first problem you need to solve. That is your problem. But again, no one will talk about it. Brown plays it to Wirtz. Florian Wirtz wants to play to Kimmich, but cleared by... Yeah, sorry, Sasha. You wanted an honest answer. You started the conversation. Sorry, you started it. That Indian coaches are... No, everyone in India. I've said this in the late 90s. I said to the players, to the other people, that you're overpaid. Nobody wanted to believe it. Even in those days. That is a problem. Right? If I'm managing something and I'm generating zero and I'm paying you something, then there is already a problem in the system and there's a flaw in the system. No? If I like it or you like it not. That's the reality. Brutal reality. Sorry, being honest tonight. Paraguay now trying to attack. Almiron once again on that right. And Nene Brown. Is it a corner? Let's see that. Almiron against Nene Brown. Yeah. Nene Brown with that last contact. Corner for Paraguay in the 41st minute. Miguel Almiron, the most famous player. The linesman telling him the ball has to touch the line. There's a lot of pushing and shoving going on in the Germany penalty area. Almiron with the corner. Manuel Neuer clears it. And Havertz can't get to the ball. Back with Almiron on the right. Tries to play it nicely. Paraguay in a dangerous area. Paraguay lead against Germany. It's Julio and Cisco. And Paraguay out of nowhere leading. Germany once more cannot clear a corner. And Paraguay are in the lead. Julio and Ciso, a 22-year-old from Racing Strasbourg. Germany. Neuer clears it. I think that was Havertz who can't get to it. And then Amorim to Galarza. He's in the middle. And Julio and Ciso completely free, totally unmarked. And Germany are behind. And again, okay. Yeah, that is the thing. Salary of amateur players, if you don't pay them, they will leave football and look elsewhere where they can earn. Poverty is an issue. So rather, if that's your starting point and your ending point of discussion, then football in India will never work. So for me, these are conversations which you don't have in Indian football. The amateur game is an unpaid system around the world. Rudiger keeps the ball in. Clear. Ta. Brown can't get to the ball. Yeah, this is perfect for the way Paraguay wants to play. Germany win it, but lose it again. Manuel Neuer takes it to Kimmich. Sane. That's too laissez-faire from Germany. Win the ball. Sane loses it again. No worries. I'm not afraid of difficulties. I think there's needed info, but there's also some good info. Yeah, there surely are, but the majority are a problem. And that is what I'm talking about. Rudiger. Ta. Now to Sane. Oh, it's a dangerous clearance. Undaf can't get to it. Kimmich, drop volley, goes over. If you ask me to work in you for 1.5 month, like a month, I choose what I'm choosing. In that case, maybe for less. But again, we're talking about money, no? I don't like such clearances like Neuer did just into the middle. Is so dangerous. It is so dangerous, but again, the players need to. Second ball is a problem, no? I've seen Julio and Cisco quality player, and this coming from League Alpha and League as good league, if ever, especially Marcel Nabon has destroyed French football because of his stupid decision. Okay, I'm lucky as I've never had to struggle thanks to my parents. Our first salary at Savannah was 300 rupees. I can't get 15. So if you're right, I'll have to work for it. Do you consider Sondro as an amateur tournament? Yes. Sondro is an amateur tournament played by semi-pros. As the club's proposal makes sense for them to treat also as a domestic rather than reducing foreign quota, it will ultimately kill the high salary cap of Indians. No, it won't, Arman. Because you're going to get not the ones that you want as OCIs coming to it. And Kimmich cleared by Paraguay. Sane wins the ball, loses the ball. Mecha cleared by Paraguay. The so-called good coaches already left Indian football as they see no future. Let's see. That's part of the problem, right, guys? Germany now under pressure. 0-1 down against Paraguay. 5 minutes of added time in the first half. Pavlovic. Leroy Sane. Ball gets to Mecha. Mecha! And it just goes wide. corner for Germany. Would have gone to Kai Havertz, which of it is mostly used for secure government jobs. Yeah. That's your problem, no? We work on quotas, we work on government jobs. No one is bothering about sports. And as long as the system persists, India will not be successful in sports. Kimmich, again, headed out by Paraguay. Sane back into the box, headed goalwards, not there. Kimmich! And a save from Orlando Gill. Long ball forward for a counter-attacking move. Manuel Neuer comes out and clears. Good goalkeeping from Germany's number one. Undaf. Dennis Undaf, Kai Havertz, and that should be a penalty. Huh? Offside given? Oops. Undaf playing to Havertz. Yeah. This is my ideal situation. How ISL lineup should be 11 players, out of which 4 foreigners and 2 optional. Indian slot remaining Indians with 2 spot for under 23 players. Aman, these reservations for under 23s and strikers, has it ever worked in Indian football? You have to play on merit. You're not, all these quotas are not helping us. All the young boys, the coaches, and why are they not picking them? Because they're not better than the others, right? That is your real problem. Germany win the ball back. Into the danger area. Undaf wants it, and that should be a corner for Germany. Sports merit is only when it comes to aviation from ISL. Yeah, that's interesting, Roshan, right? That's when suddenly everyone wants sporting merit. It's, oh, yeah, what, you know what, ISL relegation, ISL promotion. No, we're not talking about, we need to talk about finance in Indian football. There is money in the system, but we're not using the money. Money is utilized in a proper way. That's why, right? And if you like it or not, sports is about money on one side, but on the other side is that's professional sports. We are funding the whole system, which is not professional. And that does not work. Welcome to that world. The keeper has the ball. Yeah, everything is quota opposite by talking about being reservation for OBC communities and sports. Listen, this quota community, quota thing, giving fixed money to A, B, C, D, whatever, you're doing, whoever is the government is always doing it for their constituents, right? So no point calling out XYZ. The best thing to happen in this in a country in general is to end this and quota. Yes, it's when not. Yeah, Sasha, I agree with you. And that's the halftime whistle. Germany is 0-1 behind against Paraguay. Paraguay did just enough. And so, therefore, a lot to work on. Not a good game by Germany. Have to do more. And big challenge for Julian Nagelsmann and his team. Not a good first half. I agree, our youth players are not better, but some clubs are overpaying cross for oldies and football clubs also terrible. They do nothing for development of league and national team. Arman, why are they paying so much for oldies? Because the young players are not better. Do you know that Mohun Bagan in the end did sign Rahul Beke rather than Paramveer? It's not about money and Paramveer's commitment. No, they thought he's better than him, right? So at some stage you have to think, you know what? There are doubts about XYZ player. And I've said that our young players are not ready because they don't have the hunger to fight it out for the slots. And I've said this multiple times here on this platform. If a defender wants to play, he has to take the slot from Sandesh Chingan or Rahul Beke. So therefore, reality. ISL to be worst Asian league in the world is we know it's not. But there are much worse leagues than the ISL with all its problems and all its issues. But you know what? The problem is that the ISL, for what the original intention was and where it is now, it has been lost. And it's at fault are so many people, but none of these people will ever say that it has been their fault that we are where we are today. Right? If you look at the original intention of what to do, what to build, how to build, it was all there in the original blueprint. It was never implemented. That's the ISL's biggest problem, right? That fault goes to the AFF, it goes to Reliance Eversdale, it goes to all the clubs. It goes to every, and that's what I'm saying. The failures of Indian football is not the failure of one person. It is the failure of the system. And when people who are in the system, who have been part of the system, don't say, you know what, I did mistakes. Does Kalyan Chaubey say, I've done mistakes? Does anyone else in the AFF say I've done mistakes? Does the Ranjit say I've mistake? Do the club say I've mistake? Does the FSDL say? No, none of them, right? That's just a tough nut to crack for Germany. Terrible, terrible, and destructive. And it's working because, yeah, one corner, one ball not cleared properly, and Germany is in a mess again. So that's the summary, sad summary of the situation at the moment. Germany has to do more. Yeah. So so that's this thing. These people wonder why Sohail Bhatt isn't a regular starter in Mohammad Suraj ain't good enough. Sohail struggles in RFTL, forget ISL. And that is the example. That is the player supposedly who's going to play for the national team, right? Someone who in a youth competition is struggling is supposed to be a new number 9 striker. That is your problem, right? Are we talking about it? No, right? So therefore, all these fanboys of the under 23s, under 20s, under 17s, sorry, let them be better, you know? Um, so therefore, that's your problem, right? So it's a vicious cycle that we are in Indian football. We're not willing to wake up to reality because if we see, I remember in 2008 when Bob Houghton for the first time spoke about, you know what, we need to do something for Indian youth development. Bob said, this is not happening, this is not working, this is not working, that is not working. Clubs are not producing, academies are not there. And it was at the time when the Tata Football Academy wasn't as good as it used to be, right? That's also reality. So to me, that reality was and is today that the Indian Arrows were then conceptualized by Bob and by Colin Toll, who was looking after the under 16s and under 19s. And they started the program and then picked up boys here, there, everywhere. And again, that's the batch of Gurpreet, uh, Pritam Kotal is part of it, Pronoy Halda was part of it, Prabir Dash was part of it, Shaitan De Silva was part of it, the original batch of that team. And that's been one of the big success stories, actually. Right? But why is the AFF forced to create an Indian Arrows? Because from youth to senior, there's no pathway because the players get picked up 17, 18, 19, 20, put into first teams, and that's your problem. We don't, we're not willing to find the answers. And your problem is when I say the under 20 is not good enough. Sorry. And even Ashish Negi the other day, someone asked him that question. We don't have to agree on it. But Ashish, you have to understand one thing. Just to give a chance for a player because he's young doesn't make sense. We have to filter out. And I give you multiple examples. My favorite example at the moment is Vijay Varghese. I saw him 4 years ago in the Kerala Premier League. He was not a good defender in the Kerala Premier League for the reserves of Kerala Blasters. Yeah. Had the size, had the stature, but didn't have the game. But if I see him now at 26, 27, national team material. And Vijay Varghese is playing ahead of Paramveer for Punjab FC. So Dim Perez why is he playing him? Why is Kipgen playing ahead of Mohamed Suhail? Because he's better. Mohamed Sanan, I saw him in London. He's not ready for international football. Zimbabwe was pushing him around. Vikram might be not that talented, gifted, but Vikram is giving you that energy, that fighting spirit, which you also need. And that is something which you also learned under Bob very, very well. Sometimes you don't take the best player because he's not ready for international football. You take someone who's ready for international football. And if we don't learn those points, Indian football will never progress. So therefore, a lot of people will tell you a lot of things. I am speaking out of experience, having had the pleasure being part of teams under Suki Panji, under Steven, under Bob, and seeing it from the inside, not seeing it from outside. I don't need to be a coach. I'd be arrogant enough today to say I would be a better coach than Khalid Jamil. Because Khalid Jamil and Manolo Marquez and even Igor Stimac did not understand in the end. You need to know who's going to want to play for that shirt. I know of players who are currently in the national team that I don't want them to be there, but Khalid calls them up because Khalid thinks they are capable, right? Main reason for ISL downfall is CEOs of majority club. They just did cut money stuff and bought players for paid salaries for agent for cut. If this club did good, we wouldn't have this situation. Arman, don't put it on one club. Put it on the whole league. If one club was doing it, okay, TK. All the clubs were doing it. Even those who were cribbing in the winter last winter and saying, "Oh, we don't have this, we don't have that." Right? When the league started, so suddenly even the owners put in money which they were not saying. So don't put it on one. Everyone did it. Forget ISL. Even if you see the I League standards, clubs are overpaying. Forget the northeastern clubs, but the rest of the country. Look at salaries at Gokulam. Look at salaries at Trinidad Deccan. That's part of your problem, right? But hey, are you going to talk about it? No, you're not, right? So that's your reality. It's blaming one CEO and blaming one club makes no sense. It's blame the clubs and the system. Otherwise, it makes no sense. Fans are immature, I know, but is these prominent Indian football YouTubers saying the same? Yeah, but that's the problem. Because some say what the fans want to hear. I've always said I'm not saying what people want to hear. I say what I think is right. And again, I might be wrong at some stage. And I will not be right all the time. You know, but you know, and the reality is, and I realized that in London, your best key players, if we like it or not, Gopit Singh Sandhu, Sandesh Chingan, Rahul Beke, and Lalinzola Chanti, even though, and that is the core, because they want to play for that jersey. Vikram wants to play for that jersey, right? Ricky Shabong wants to play for that jersey. Rahim Ali wants to play for that jersey. There are others who are there just for a holiday, right? And if I start calling out players, it would be embarrassing for those players because they shouldn't, there are some players who should not be near the national team. But hey, who's going to realize that? Everyone parenting saying U23 better than seniors. They're not, Zorava. That's the whole problem. Yeah. So therefore, to me, the biggest problem here is when does that realization come in? Right. So that's the reality. And whether Rahul Beke is abused by fans, yeah. Those fans who are abusing Rahul Beke should be ashamed of themselves. They are a disgrace for Indian football fans. Right? You can criticize people for their football, but the abuses you guys do, you know, you know, that's the point. What do you think should happen at changes for Germany? Roshan, good question. Our bench contains David Raum, Waldemar Anton, Malik Shah, Pascal Groß, Angelo Stiller, Hassan Ouattara, Jamal Musiala, Jamie Leveling, Leon Goretzka, Nadim Amiri, Nick Woltemade, Maximilian Bayer. Question is, do we want to put Nick Woltemade in? Do you put a physical striker up front? Put Kai Havertz maybe on the wing, take off Leroy Sané, who's, sorry, not good enough. What do we do with Pavlovic Mecha? I'm not liking that combo, to be very honest. And, so therefore, for me, those are some of the things that needs to happen. So for me, even Leon Goretzka might be an option to bring a little bit of physicality in there because physically we're struggling physically. That's the weird part. We are not finding football solutions. That's the problem at the moment. Right, so that's the thing. I like Sohail to be fair, but if he's not starting in the Indian league at 21, it's going to be tough for guys like him. Sasha, the first thing is yes. Again, first of all, is he 21? I don't know. Sul Bhatt, is he 21 or is he? I don't even know how old he is. Um, but if he's not starting, doesn't get a second, right? Um, that says you everything. That means that the coach doesn't think you're good enough. And I think Sergio Lobera has a certain understanding of India and Indian football. If you talk to the foreign coaches, they will tell you. Some of these foreign coaches will tell you the Indian talent, young talent coming through is not good. I've given chances to players, but I shouldn't have. But reality, they say Paramveer is better than Dick, and that's Zoba. That shows you the lack of knowledge. Paramveer, whenever he's played, even for the under 23s, is always close to a yellow or red card because he's uncontrolled. He's still raw. Can he get better? I hope so. But if even if Perez doesn't rate him, Vijay Varghese, Nite are ahead of him. Yeah, those are reality. Right? So therefore, for me, you have to understand that. And that is one thing which I think Indian football doesn't want. People don't want to understand. People don't want to have that conversation or the discussion, figure out who's right, who's wrong, because we're desperate to play players who are not good enough, right? And if you want to, and the same people, let me tell you this: if this happens, wherever the coach comes in, Igor didn't do it, Manolo didn't do it, Khalid didn't do it. So it's not a question of a coach, right? It is, Uh, so therefore, for me, that's the problem, right? Someone spoke about me about Edmund, and I remember I first saw Edmund in 2019. I was expert for the derby. Edmund came in. He was loaned out from BFC to East Bengal, and he injured himself seriously. Right? I think he broke something serious. But those few minutes, yeah, there was something to be seen. Edmund literally disappeared. Inter gave him a chance. He went to Canada. Didn't make it, right? In Canada, he wasn't rated as a footballer at all. But he made it, right? He had a good season, very good season actually at East Bengal. But for the national team in those matches, sadly non-existent. McCarthan is a player that I personally like. McCarthan, Nixon, to me, and Ayush Chetri are players who I think could play for the national team. They're not good enough. They're not good enough. You know, and therefore that's the problem, right? Even young players are too culprit big clubs for money when they should prioritize developing your skills for game time. Numbers doing the same mistake, but Kirit is one of them. Aman, there are a lot of them. Gurkirat most probably would have had more game time if he had stayed at Mumbai City than to have gone to Chennai. But again, are you going to then say, you know what, I'll take a pay cut and I'll go to the I League and try and prove myself? Very few do that, right? So I give Edmund that credit. Right? I'd like to flip the question. What did we learn of the India coaches this past season? Odisha, Chennai, and SC Mohan and Sporting. Don't forget Bangalore FC. I think your best Indian coach was fired because BFC's owners thought after the loss to Punjab FC, he's washed. And again, they can't, oh, you know what? He's playing young players from Classic Football Academy or giving them a chance, right? Um, Mohammedan Sporting, Miraj was lost footing, right? All Indian squad tried their best, some decent results, nothing more, nothing less. And Chennai differed. I think had a good, decent squad, but couldn't make it work. And the Odisha FC, I thought the Indian squad was actually, if you look at it, you've had 9 current or ex-national team players, was actually quite decent, plus Carlos Delgado, as though they were trying to get something. So, but at the end, the output wasn't good enough. So it's technically decent, but his decision making is terrible. This is the biggest issue with majority of young Indian footballers. I've seen African players with poorer technique but better decision making. Yeah, I don't think if you've seen strikers in the past, then you would not say Suel Bhatt has good technique. Sorry. Right? Because he doesn't play, he's not in those situations we can become, that's why his decision making poor. No, decision making has been poor all the time. Sasha, if your decision making was good enough to a decent point, or if you're an intuitive footballer, then something would happen. Leon Goretzka ready to come on. So looks like Nagelsmann will bring on some physicality in the midfield. Yeah, Leon hopefully can change something for us. And to me, Mecha off. Okay, interesting. Pavlovic, Goretzka now in that second 45. Mecha not having a good game. And to me, as said by Zoravar earlier, he's playing RFDL. So he's getting quite a number of matches. But even in RFDL, he's not being able better than those younger boys. Would any of today's young players play at JCT if they were around overriding the bench at a big club? No. But Suki Panchi always used to give chances to players, right? To young players. There is something. What is the referee has a problem? What? No. So therefore, always young players from JCT Academy used to get a chance at JCT. There is something the referee has an issue with. I don't know what the issue is. Players asked to pull up the stock. So therefore, that's a different conversation. I rate Renis Sahalis didn't include him. Okay, decent technique compared to the youngsters coming last few years. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. What most we say that. Right, Germany waiting for kickoff, and Germany playing from left to right, 0-1 behind. Leon Goretzka coming on for Felix Mecha. And let's see if Germany have a different kind of physicality in that second 45. Kimmich wants to clear it, but that should be a throw-in for Paraguay on the left. Mecha is a bit overrated. Is he not? I haven't seen him do brilliant briefly on the national team. Is one top season at Wolfsburg, but I forgot which. Good season at Wolfsburg, but yeah, Dortmund didn't. He had some good matches for Germany in the last few weeks, but Lothar Matthäus, for example, rates him very highly. But I don't. I thought he was part of the problem, and Wirtz just makes it cleared. So there's a post from Proud Info page saying that Himanshu Jungle reserves for national team is top scorer I too. Yeah, that says everything. It says everything about the people who are making those statements. Now Germany have to pick up the scraps. Yeah. Kimmich plays it out to Leroy Sané. Sané with the cross. Good head out by the Paraguay defense. Tar wins the ball back. Rüdiger. Wirtz. Pavlovic. Kimmich. Kimmich chips it to Goretzka. Cleared by Paraguay. And Kimmich in an attacking position. Leroy Sané has to do the run back as the goal scorer. Julio Enciso. And blocked by Sané. Paraguay trying to combine themselves now. Galarza. And that ball is out from Julio Enciso. Throw in. And Leroy Sané doing that defensive work. Neuer. Across to Rüdiger. Wirtz. Nene Brown. Back to Wirtz. A terrible attempt towards Pavlovic, but he wins the ball back. Pavlovic. Rüdiger. Tar. Kimmich. Get it out again. Wirtz against Amiron. Wirtz. Nene Brown. Back to Wirtz. Rüdiger. Ta out to Leroy Sané. And Goretzka, Sané loses the ball, but Kimmich wins it back. I think I could get a few goals in League 2 if I were to get off the couch. Can't play 90, but a good goal from camera should be possible. Sasha, that is, you're making fun of it offside Germany. But the point at the end of the day for me is that's the standard of League 2, right? And yeah, that's the problem. Foul not given. Ubas on Goretzka. Nearly 50 minutes on the clock. Oh. Ball goes too dangerously. And Manuel Neuer. Kimmich with the mistake. Neuer saves Germany. Rüdiger with the long ball headed out by cleared by Paraguay. Rüdiger. Wirtz. Kimmich. Kimmich. Kimmich chips it. And Havertz doesn't jump up. That's going to be both most hated players for their nation, fans. I don't think Leon Goretzka is that hated. I don't think. I think Leon Goretzka, unlike Raul Beke, I think is very much respected the way he handled himself when Bayern Munich sort of sidelined him, the way he's behaved, I think. So yeah, that's the reality. If Paraguay wins today, wonder what the German Federation to fire Nagelsmann. Nothing more, nothing less. Ta. Out to Rüdiger. Ta. Rüdiger. Back to Kimmich. Kimmich doing meters. Sorry, that was Pavlovic. And Kimmich can't get to it. Alex Pavlovic not having a good game. Not good enough. Antonio Rüdiger, Leroy Sané, and Felix Metscher are controversial. Yeah, I would say so. Germany win the ball, lose the ball. Oh, that could be a corner for Germany. No, cleared for a throw-in by Jose Canale. Paraguay clear. And Paraguay's only job is to try and keep that. And they're looking for a substitution. Gustavo Cabello Caballero, from FC Portsmouth, from the championship, getting ready to come on. Kimmich, Sané, Wirtz, Kimmich, Ta, Rüdiger, Kimmich. Yeah, Germany not finding the gaps. Ta playing it out to Sané. Wirtz, Kimmich. Looking to Flo Wirtz. Leroy Sané. Germany too static. Wirtz. Ta. Rüdiger. Undaf. Not been a factor today. Loses the ball. But Jonathan Tah plays it back to his keeper. Why is Nagelsmann sticking to Pavlovic? That's a good question. At some stage, he has to think about why is Italy South Korea rewarded after the affairs they took over resigned. India neither coach nor IF takes any respect accountable responsibility. Happens. That's the real world of football. In India, everyone else is at fault. Now, Arman, that's the problem. Rudiger, Pavlovic, out to Wirtz now on the left. Flo Wirtz headed onwards, and that's the goal! Kai Havertz with the equalizer for Germany. Sorry, Leon Goretzka, or is it? I thought it was Havertz. It's 1-1 after 54th minute. It's 1-1. Yes, it's Havertz. Wirtz with the cross. Havertz with the header. And the best fall nine, no, let me speak slowly. The best falls number 9 in world football, Kai Havertz, makes it 1-1. Very important for Germany. And see the reaction of Kai Havertz and the capo enjoying themselves. I'm not too much can hear this goal music anymore. uh, gets later los. Let's see. We're talking about accountability. Yeah, so, so this is a very, very important point. The thing is, this is the most normal thing anywhere in the world. I mean, think about it. South Korea, the president of the country gets involved. He embarrasses the federation and the coach actually then says, "Thank you very much." Yeah, Wirtz looking to play Sane. Ball doesn't get there. Blocked. Shot from Goretzka. Blocked shot from Wirtz. Kimmich. Germany on the up. Joshua Kimmich. Chips it for Nene Brown. Headed out. Almiron. Maybe with a chance to break. And Germany. Avalos off. And Caballero on. So the strike off. And Paraguay's goal scorer, Julio Enciso, is down, sandwiched between Ta and Pavlovic. Interesting to see. Goretzka with the attempt. And then Pavlovic with the follow-up. Your thoughts on Ireland's difficulty? If not in top, it will not go to Asian Games or Olympics. In Ireland, same government don't support development money sports. Aman, having spoken to the IOA about this topic, what they said for criteria. They have certain programs and they have certain budgets because the government is not giving them extra budgets for Olympics or for Asian Games. So they have to see how much spending the budget. So you call it stupid. It is an IOA criteria. And therefore, and again, to me, Asian Games, nice. But the government will then come around telling you, you know what, you have to pick Sunil, you have to pick Gurpreet, and you have to pick Sandesh. That happened last time around, right? They wanted to send 3 different players as overage players. So the whole point of India going to the to Asian Games or Olympics or whatever we have makes no sense, right? So to me, so that's the thing. That's like a repeat of Japan, Brazil. Let's see. This one I would hope so. Oh, came at good timing. Yes, Roshan, it came at a good timing, and we saw Germany building on that pressure. Paraguay, similar to Japan, little too passive, and Germany needed that breakthrough. I'm so sad, Japan. Yes, I am also very sad that Japan lost. But Japan has to blame themselves. I still don't know why they went so defensive in that second 45. Sandro Wagner, the assistant of Sandro Wagner, left last year, became the head coach of Augsburg. Didn't last long, but he's no longer assistant. South Korea is literally blurring their minds in interviews on Korean media. Yeah. And he's saying sorry. Germany, Nene Brown, out to Wirtz. Oh, Nene Brown goes down. Nene Brown comes up again, pushed down again. Wants a free kick, doesn't get it. And Japan has players with similar structure and they rely on their agility. Do you think it's a good idea to hire a technical director from Japan? No, I don't think that a technical director. The question is not a technical director from Japan. How much of power are you going to give someone? My question, that technical director question is very simple. If you're going to get a technical director in from XYZ country, it doesn't matter what country it is. Chance maybe for Paraguay, ball wide, and easy collection for Manuel Neuer. So my point is, the Japanese are actually bigger than we are. If you look at them, it's one thing which I've not realized. I don't know if you watched this. Our Indian under 23s, under 17s, or under 20s, they're, they're shrinking in height. I remember in Bob's days, Bob used to always say, listen, I need taller players, right? Um, our players have been shrinking over the last few years. I don't know why. So therefore, for me, that idea, you know, I think Moriyasu should leave Japan. I think Roshan, I agree on that. I think they need an external input, like a Philippe Troussier who devolved, you know. So that's it. South is easily the worst football region currently. Easily. Yeah, maybe the worst. Maybe Oceania is even worse than that. Paraguay sort of clear their lines. But Germany are fighting. I'm liking the mentality at this stage of the game from Germany. Again, there can be dangerous situations, but they're there, they're fighting, they're playing. Caballero with that header, easy collection for Manuel Neuer. Gustavo Caballero, 24-year-old, plays in the championship for Portsmouth. He's played at Santos in Brazil. Otherwise, in his own country. Havertz, and that's a foul. Free kick for Germany. Galarza, yeah. Matthias Galarza, another 24-year-old, plays for Atlanta United. 5 goals and 5 appearances for Kai Havertz for Germany. An impressive number. Joshua Kimmich with the free kick. Or is it Nene Brown? 61 plus minutes on the clock. Nene Brown leaves the ball to his captain. Undaf, Rüdiger, Havertz, Ta. They're all there. Kimmich. It's a little overcooked. Easy collection for Gill. And he goes over the top. And that's given as a foul against Nene Brown. Soft, I felt. Let's see that. Nah, got his arms over the striker. No. Yeah. Foul on Mauricio. Was coming from Enciso. Mauricio plays his football for Palmeiras. Free kick for Paraguay, headed out by Germany. That ball is going to go out. Goal kick for Germany. Due to protein deficiency, studies have shown Indian average height of decrease in last 2 decades. Interesting. Jamal Musiala coming on for Dennis Undaf. Interesting substitution. Undaf not as influential as he can be. But Musiala, Germany wants his creativity. Germany needs his creativity. Jamal, show it for Germany. I don't understand why Moriyasu didn't let the team go and attack. As it's not Germany or England to have the players to do it. Sasha, 100%. Yeah, it is a weird one. You go ahead, second half, you completely leave the game to Brazil. Made no sense. Last year itself, you posted an article regarding this. You think Bhutia will win the presidency? You think you will pick him over the rest of the lot? No. As much as I love Bachung as a player and as a human being, Bhutia, no, he's not my candidate. I would claim Gill as an Indian origin. Of course, we have to, right? And there are two players down. Play continues. Ball two. Uh, Again, Germany win the ball back, lose the ball again. Long ball forward. Antonio Vidiga has the ball. So Paraguay's goalkeeper, Orlando Gil. So anyone who's got Gil with a double spelling is a Punjabi now. Musiala. Ball across from Kimmich to Rüdiger. Havertz, and that should be another foul, and that's a yellow card for Andres Cubas, the man from the Vancouver Whitecaps, 30-year-old. Good position. The reason why fans don't watch us when they start 7 players and playing 11 in Federal found a sport and game became slower because I never get old audience. Yeah, that's another problem. Very true, right? More than half of the country was protein deficient. The worst is among kids below the age of 8, when the percentage is over 60%. Okay. And I've shown today most of the game is more impact player from bench, although difficult. Yeah, Roshan, and that's the point I think that was made today. Um, yeah, yeah, that's a good point. Can you share your choice results publicly? I don't know. My two top candidates would be either Prof. Patel returning or Tete Amar becoming president. And I don't, maybe both don't want it. Half of Portugal's squad is of foreign heritage. Over Diego Costa, Portugal's born in history. Yeah, supposedly, I've not confirmed it. Hearing that grandfather, but again, I've heard this grandfather. I don't know how many grandfathers there are. Leroy Sané, Flo Wirtz, Joshua Kimmich. It's a long distance, 65 plus minutes on the clock. Sané, can he curl it? Leroy Sané, it's the wall. And should be a corner for Germany. Hit a Paraguayan player. That was not clever. Sané hit the shoulder. Corner for Germany from the left. Joshua Kimmich to take it. 66 plus minutes. It's 1-1 between Germany and Paraguay in Boston at Foxborough. Kimmich with the sharp corner. And that's cleared by Almiron. Not good, Roshan. Not good enough. If you ask me, Leroy Sané has to be better. Kimmich with another corner. This time higher. And free kick given in favor of Paraguay. Jonathan Tah close to the ball. Yeah, but there's always difficult. A lot of pushing and shoving going on. If we made a room at Indian origin players squad, India would have a couple of World Cups. Sasha, we would have won every World Cup since 1930 most probably. Arjun Pereira, who plays in Norwegian, top divisions of Indian origins, tourism. In fact, he's the highest Indian origin player that you cross. Yeah, Zoravar, I know, and I remember meeting him and his dad, Thomas, at Viking when he was at Viking Stavanger at the final of the Norwegian Cup in 2019. Free kick for Paraguay from the left. Almiron. Let's threw the ball 5 meters ahead. The referee doesn't intervene. Germany clear. And blocked by Musiala. Philipp Lahm, ne? I would say. Christian Ziege was a left footer. Roshan. Mm, throw in a corner. Sorry, not throw in. Corner for Paraguay. Mauricio to take it. Puts it far across the danger zone. And Manuel Neuer has the ball. And what is the referee doing? Why does he stop the counter attack? Eh? What the heck is he doing? Okay. Sane. Nice ball through to Musiala. Jamal Musiala. Musiala. Plays it back to Sane. And that's a throw in for Germany. Indian I know his origin. Don't know. I don't think he has an OCI card. Yes, he's of Indian origin. I know his dad. And it's the drinks break. 1-1 after Germany picked up hydration break. Important goal for Germany. So Manchester right now, I'm alone at home, but I can't sleep due to leg injured today. I'm alone. Plus, I have mental illness. I'm scared what to tell me. I can't call my parents. They're already asleep. Smith, if you have a mental illness and your parents are there, if you like it or not, your first option should be to call them and tell them. You should trust your parents to help you in such a situation. Otherwise, keep joining us in this watch along. Should be around 3:30 wherever you are, just close midnight here in Germany. And watch along is still on for another hour. And hopefully by then the sun comes out and you can go. But my first instinct would be to call your parents if you can't sleep. And you're bothered, mentally bothered, then call your parents. That would be my piece of advice to you. Don't try and do it yourself if you're not sure you can get through it. Otherwise, again, stay with us, listen to us. If you have comments, if you're watching the game, keep it going. Lam was left foot. Was Philip Lam left footed or right footed? Oh, I just said. I mean, I thought he was right footed. Um, Philip Lam. Right footed. According to, yeah, he's right. He was never left footed. Hector. Hector? I was saying something. Hector? Sorry. 1-1. Germany have gotten themselves out of the biggest trouble. It's 1-1 at what is normally called the Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. But currently it is the FIFA World Cup Stadium in Boston, which of course doesn't allow private sponsors to showcase, who are not FIFA sponsors, to showcase themselves. Leroy Sané, Ta, Wirtz, Ta, Rüdiger, Pavlovic, Ta, Sane. Oh, nearly an own goal from Canales. Paraguay lucky there in that situation. Havertz loses the ball. Joshua Kimmich plays the ball. And Germany lose the ball again. Sorry, my internet seems to be hanging again. Do you consider close the best striker of Germany for World Cups till now? No, Gerd Müller. Gerd Müller is the best. Gerd Müller is the best striker of all times, and I knew Gerd Müller. Right, Philip filled the left back position. Yes, Roshan, can't breathe. I'm scared. Smith, as I told you, if your parents are in a closed room or neighboring room, go to your parents. They will understand surely. Oh, nice play by Germany. Wirtz into the danger area, but Gill has the ball. And it's a throw in for Paraguay. Should be given as a foul, in my opinion. So, Smith, if you are scared, um, so yeah, reach out to parents. And as or Sasha says, just enjoy the game for a little longer with us. Try and breathe. Almiron. A mistake by Paraguay. Kai Havertz with the chance to counter. And he's got people with him. Flo Wirtz. Flo Wirtz. Plays it out to Havertz. Back to Wirtz. Musiala. Wirtz's pass not clean enough. Chance for Paraguay to counter. As it is a maximum, I can understand referees some have attitude of him due to his young age. Yeah, that's also very true. And then they ask Rudy Feller about those things. Right, so that's also very weird, but 76 plus minutes on the clock. Paraguay maybe with a chance to counter. Caballero against what's given as offside. Lucky there for Germany. Caballero comes in, creates a little havoc. Ball out wide to Wirtz with the cross. Havertz again! And that's a good save from Gill. 77th minute. It could have been, maybe it should have been Germany's second. No German were playing for Bayern as direct back. Vicente Luiso was left back, not right back. Havertz. Out to Sane. Leroy Sane. Kimmich. Ta. Pavlovic. Nene Brown brought down, and the referee gives it a free kick in the end. Yeah, he has to. He has to give it as a free kick. Good save from Gill. Substitution. Waldemar Anton coming on for Pavlovic. Meaning Joshua Kimmich moves into a more central position, while Waldemar Anton will play as right back. Gives Germany another option. Oh, free kick blocked. That's a good cross, but Paraguay somehow clear their lines. Headed out after a cross from Sane. Back with Germany. As expected, Paraguay making the life of Germany difficult. Combination Nene Brown in the box. Can't get past. Long ball forward and Kimmich to Musiala. Musiala can't get to it. Paraguay clear their lines. Germany, 81st minute, trying to win it. Cross. Goretzka. That was physical. And Waldemar Anton clears. So that's the way it should be. Sorry with the problems. Where were we? Good to see if I go. Though that's probably plays into Germany's hands. Yes, Sasha, I think that opens up the game a little. And Germany, of course, better of the two. Let's throw the Kimmich right. Hopefully no backlash. Russian can be, doesn't need to be. Even if Germany wins today's match, will be around bells for them. I don't think so, Zoravar. I think, mistake from Kimmich. Chance for Caballero. I think Germany, football, all that matters now is winning. Yes, Sasha, that's it. It's about winning. Right? It's not about style and ways and play. It's about getting the result. No one will talk about what you did. Paraguay challenging Germany all the way. But it's too late to challenge Gil. Anton. Ta. Kimmich. Plays it out to Leroy Sane. Sane. Kimmich. Out to Musiala. Jamal Musiala. Musiala dribbles past himself rather than Kimmich covering. Mauricio. Long ball forward. Rudiger plays it back to his keeper, head of Caballero. Goretzka. Anton. Kimmich. Leroy Sane. Kai Havertz on the wing. Anton. Ta. Anton. Out to Flo Wirtz. Flo Wirtz chips it. Kai Havertz tries to bring it down. Musiala. Goretzka. Nene Brown. And Nene Brown's attempt is blocked. Chance for Paraguay to break. And Leon Goretzka does it. Oh, Nene Brown beaten as well. Thought he would cover that. Mauricio. Ismo Koko, German player will break in the team. Sasha, he is. He was in the part of the 2022 squad. He actually played also the 2022 World Cup as one of the youngest ever for Germany, but currently plays in Denmark and is not good enough. It's in Germany today. At the moment, it's saying 17 degrees outside, so it's cooled down substantially over the last day and a half. Oh, Kimmich again with a mistake, but Kimmich controls it. Plays it to Anton Tah. Sane. Leroy Sane. Kimmich. Close to Rüdiger. Kimmich. Antonio Rüdiger. Plays it to Kimmich. 85 minutes now on the clock. Anton to Sane. Leroy Sane tries to beat one beast, tries to beat two, gets a corner against Alonso. Wins a corner for Germany. Junior Alonso, the man from Atletico Mineiro in Brazil. Oh, Kai Havertz. That was nice. Corner, Florian Wirtz. Wirtz, that's a good corner. Germany, can they get it? And somehow Paraguay clear or offside. Okay, interesting. Who is the player who's offside? Yeah, Waldemar Anton is offside. Antonio Rüdiger not happy. If you like this watch along, do leave a like behind, guys. Thank you in advance. Hope you enjoyed this late evening with me as well, or enjoying this late evening with me as well. Goal kick from Orlando Gil. Germany win the ball. Ball looking from Sane, Havertz, Kimmich, Nene Brown. Plays it to Rüdiger. Germany trying to structure themselves. Ta plays it to Anton. The Waldemar Anton needs to turn around. Havertz, Goretzka, Ta, Havertz, Musiala, Ta, Kimmich, Ta, Waldemar Anton. Thanks, guys. Cleared by Paraguay. Nick Woldemade coming in for Leroy Sané. So now finally debut, World Cup debut for Big Nick. Nick Woldemade coming on for Leroy Sané. Can Nick Woldemade be that extra factor? Can he score the goals? And there's a German fan with a placard up. I love Sané. That's good to see. Ball out to Musiala. Jamal Musiala blocked. Ta plays it to Nene Brown. Wirtz. Flo Wirtz. Blocked. And Paraguay go long. That ball goes out. Throw in for Germany. 88 plus minutes on the clock. Germany 1, Paraguay 1. Jonathan Tah. Sorry, Antonio Rüdiger. Kimmich. Brown, Kimmich. Kimmich looking for Musiala. That's a good take on. Jamal Musiala beats one. Jamal Musiala in the middle. Paraguay clear. Ooh, that's dangerous. And Germany can't utilize on that chance. Caballero brought down by Valdemar Anton, says the referee. Smells like extra time, says Roshan. Yeah, let's wait and see. Nearly 89 minutes on the clock. Yeah, he's pulling him. He's pulling him. Caballero. And Anton says, I have the ball. No, you pulled him down. Free kick. Paraguay hanging on to whatever they can in this game. Germany want more. Germany need more. Omiron. Paraguay phones trying to attack at this moment. Oh, on that right wing, Germany has to be careful. Headed left, headed right. Floverts looking for a chance. Kai Havertz plays it to Musiala. Jamal Musiala. That ball is not good enough for Havertz. Oh, ball back to Musiala. Musiala. Voltemade. Joshua Kimmich, and that's a corner. Paraguay living dangerously. And they are tired. That young fella, maybe it's a sign. Yeah, there is this meme. There's this supposedly that at Google, if you type in Voltemade, sometimes shows pictures of fella. It's really funny. Gustavo Gomez, Junio Alonso, Jose Canale, they're all fighting. Germany wants the win. 5 minutes of added time. Nini Brown to take it from the right. And the referee stop play in the middle. Nini Brown to take the corner. It's overcooked. Jonathan Tah! And Orlando Gil has the ball. Goes long and wide, looking for Mauricio. Won't get to there. And Manuel Neuer looks to does take the free kick, throw in. Too many Paraguay players around. Yeah, Paraguay looks really tired. Germany. Kimmich. Wirtz. Oh, loses the ball. Unnecessarily. Flo Wirtz. Shot attempt. And that's a corner. Paraguay fans saying, cool it down, cool it, keep it cool. Corner for Paraguay in the 3rd minute of added time. Almiron not taking the corner this time. It is Mauricio. The defenders also up. Paraguay have committed men forward. Mauricio into the box, headed on. Cleared by Germany. No, free kick given. And there's a German player down. Who was this? Hoppala, there are 2 players who are falling on him. It's Flo Wirtz. Yeah. Good free kick. Good scene. And Gustavo Alfaro has only switched twice. Germany's made 4 subs. Little over a minute to go. Jonathan Tah. Antonio Rüdiger. Rüdiger. Brown, Rüdiger, Kimmich. Tar. Back to Rüdiger. Tony Rüdiger. Can he find someone? Kimmich. Looking for Musiala. Jamal Musiala into the box, and Nick Woltemade doesn't get his head to it. Oh, volley clearance by Paraguay. And the legs are hurting. Those legs are hurting. Bobadilla. And he's still on the ground. Bobadilla. Not even getting up. Musiala. Musiala against one. Musiala against two. Musiala crosses in. Cleared by Paraguay. Good attempt from Musiala. Rüdiger. Into the box. Headed out. Anton. Waldemar Anton being blocked. And again, yeah, it's too cheap, Waldemar Anton. This time, Matej Galarza blocks him. Not smart from Anton. Looking like extra time between these two. And it's full time. Full time between Germany and Paraguay, meaning we will get extra time. We will get added time in this game. So let me just update it. It's full time. And it's 1-1 between Germany and Paraguay. Germany has to do more, in my opinion. But at least they got the equalizer across from Florian Wirtz, and Kai Havertz was there to put it in. But Germany have to continue to work hard and get a second. Manuel Neuer stretching. He's had a good game. 3-4 situations. Manuel Neuer had to step in. Was up to the task. That's the most important thing for him. And now the question is, what happens? And what happens? Therefore, now the question is, Nick Woltemade in. And the question is, what is the next step for Germany to try and win this? I'm off. Thanks for the watch. Welcome, Sasha. We'll be speaking in the coming days. It's vital for Germany in the match and not take it to penalties. Yeah, so I would hope so as well. Let's put it this way. It's a big challenge now for Germany. But again, they look fitter to me. So Paraguay, the question is, can they hold on physically in the remainder of the game? Because Germany have been pushing them a lot. And that is what is now the question. Paraguay players, we saw that a little earlier with Damian Bobadilla, who looked tired. Gustavo Gomez, Jose Canale, Cunha Alonso as well. And let's see if he makes any more substitutions. Mustafa Alfaro is made 2. So we've got 4 still to potentially come on. Germany have made 4. Leon Goretzka coming on Felix Metscher at halftime. Jamal Musiala for Dennis Undav, Waldemar Anton for Alexander Pavlovic, and Nick Woldemade for Leroy Sané. And I quickly go for it. Quick break, and I'll be back 1 second. Back, quick break. Germany to have kickoff extra time. And Germany have kickoff playing from left to right. And let's see if both the teams. Gustavo Valesquez has come on for Almiron. So the number 10, Paraguay's best known players, is gone off, and they've brought in a defender in Gustavo Velasquez, who plays at Cerro Porteño back home in Paraguay. So another defensive player added to the mix. Let's see how that changes the game. Ta out to Musiala on the right. Rudiger chips it. For Goretzka doesn't get to it. Nene Brown keeps it. Rudiger. It looks like one-way traffic at the moment. Nene Brown out to Wirtz. Back to Nene Brown. Wirtz. Havertz. Rudiger. Back to Brown. Nene Brown, will he get to it? No, he won't. But Wirtz wins it back against Caceres and wins the throw-in. No, throw-in for Paraguay. Long throw-in. Wirtz and Havertz, but cleared by Paraguay only as far as Antonio Rudiger. Musiala. Ta. Rudiger out to Havertz. As a Wirtz. Goretzka, Ta, Kimmich, Rudiger. Rudiger with the cross. Headed out by Paraguay. Nick Woltemade, the shot blocked. Another shot attempt from distance from Goretzka, blocked again. Headed forward by Rudiger, cleared by Paraguay. Jonathan Tah. Plays it to Kimmich. Brown to Wirtz. Kimmich on to Anton Musiala. Tah. Kimmich. Jonathan Tah back to Kimmich. On to Rüdiger. On to Wirtz. Wirtz to Woltemade. Lets it through for Havertz. Cleared by Paraguay. Manuel Neuer keeps it in play. Antonio Rüdiger. Kimmich. Out to Wirtz. Wirtz. Kimmich. And that's a foul given. Caceres. Yeah. Hits the legs. Juan Jose Caceres plays at Dynamo Moscow in Russia. Actually born in Argentina. Free kick for Germany on the left. Is it going to be Kimmich? Or is it going to be Nene Brown to put it in? It is going to be the captain for Germany. Free kick, 94 plus minutes. Joshua Kimmich into the box. The keeper is out. Gil only as far as Jamal Musiala. Musiala out to Jonathan Tah. Jonathan Tah does a flick on, puts it into the danger zone, headed into the danger area, and that's a corner. Goretzka doesn't get forward to it. Cleared by Caceres. Corner for Germany. One-way traffic in extra time. Joshua Kimmich to take it for Germany. Valdemar Anton. Ah, Orlando Gill. Also being told by the referee to wave himself. Valdemar Anton. Using his body. Yeah, it's been pushing and shoving going on over there. It's overcooked or Anton. One second, let's see what happened over there. That was a handball. No? No, it wasn't. Was it? But it was a Canale. It looked awkward, but okay, it wasn't a handball. Cleared. Rüdiger. Kimmich. Back to Nene Brown. Germany regrouping, and we directly see Paraguay dropping back in their 4-4-2. Kimmich. Waldemar Anton. Back to Tar. Yeah, Germany they need to find ways to put pressure on the opponents. Jamal Musiala on the right. Musiala cuts back to Tar. Rüdiger. Out to Wirtz. Flo Wirtz. Back to Rüdiger. Rüdiger with the ball. Woltemade. Nick Woltemade. And that should be a corner for Germany. Oh. Yeah, Woltemade wants the corner. Nick Woltemade. Blocked by Canale and Gomez. It's a corner for Germany or not? Let's wait and see. Is it Gomez? Is it Canales who's on the ground? I think it is Gomez. Yeah, it is Gomez. Corner for Germany, or is it a free kick for Germany? Let's see that. Nick Woltemade with that turning shot. Oh, okay. No, no, for me, Gomez, Gustavo Gomez, not enough for a handball. As Antonio Sanabria, as well as Brian Ojeda are coming on. Boadia and Caceres coming off. Antonio Sanabria. Spent his time at youth level with a certain FC Barcelona. And corner from the left for Germany. Antonio Sanabria, as well as Brian Ojeda. Nene Brown, that's a good corner. Cleared. Wirtz. Musiala keeps it. Musiala beats his marker. Musiala still has the ball. Plays it back to Wirtz. Into the box. And that's a header by Jonathan Tah. Can't get to it. Or does he? Let's see that. He's not offside. Tah doesn't get to it. Ooh, falls just in front of him, Jonathan Tah. Good opportunity for Germany. But again, not a goal. Germany on the left. Yeah. Plays it to Anton, who chips it for Voltemade, who doesn't go up. Nick Voltemade is looking at the ball. Yeah, looked closer than it actually was. Valdemar Anton trying to get it across to a striker. Cleared. Ah, Kimmich looking for Musiala. And Goretzka earns Germany another corner. Big Nick ready to rumble. Jonathan Tah up front. Rüdiger up front. Goretzka will be in there. Kai Havertz is in there. Nene Brown with another corner. That's a good one. That's a header, and that goes in! Jonathan Tah! It's 2-1 Germany! Jonathan Tah in the 102nd minute with the header. Germany are ahead. It's 2-1 Germany. Yes, Jonathan Tah puts in the corner from Nene Brown into the far corner. And Antonio Rüdiger backs him on his back. Germany are ahead against Paraguay. Yes, Deutschland are ahead against Paraguay. It's a lot of work. And Jonathan Tah out jumps everyone, and Orlando Gill can't get his hands to it, the ball. Substitute Gustavo Velasquez jumps under the ball. And that's the 2-1 for Germany. And look at the celebrations on the German bench, in the stands. And look at Jonathan Tah. Jonah. And look at Paraguay. Oh, VR check for goal? For what? Why is the referee going for a VR check? Okay. Okay. Why is he going for a VR check? I still haven't understood what is the VR check about. Okay. Walter Anton with the keeper. Okay. Are they considering that as a foul? Come on. The keeper is trying to push him away and then gets pushed. Let's see that. Ball flies over the keeper. Ball has no chance. Oh, to me, that's not a foul. So the referee doesn't give the goal. Wow. Okay. Okay. Learned something new. The funny one is that the goalkeeper doesn't make any instance of saying, you know what, it was a foul on me. That's the weird one. Honestly, not enough. For me, not enough to call this. I don't understand. To me, uh, I don't know. Yeah, World Cup rigged against Germany. Again, if you have VR and the referee, again, anyone in Indian football asking for VR, this was an example of a failure of a decision from VR. The goalkeeper has a contact with the player, goes down himself. He's not protesting. He is not protesting. And it's still given. Weird, very, very weird, to say the least. So, nothing much to add. Anyone who calls for VR. And that's why I think some people need to understand why in the Premier League and the Bundesliga and La Liga, people are questioning VR because of whatever happens. So, yeah, what to say? Corner now for Paraguay. The other end, 4 minutes of added time. Mauricio with the corner puts it in dangerous area. Ball across. Ball is out of play, says Manuel Neuer. Yeah, that was the case. Yeah. Let's see that again. Put back into danger, but yeah, headed back into play. Yeah, Germany were winning for a few seconds, or for even a minute or two. But now we're back to square one. And Germany will continue. Musiala. Musiala on that right. Musiala against one. Musiala against two. Voltemade goes down. Nick Voltemade goes down. And the referee doesn't say penalty. The offside system technology is good, but we are turning into bias. Yeah. It's not biased. It's human error uh, because the human error element is always there, and that's the problem with the human on the field. And when he has to take a decision where clear-cut decisions are there, and this was to me, sorry, this is not a foul. Havertz and Anton wins the foul. Ta to Rüdiger. Kimmich chips it for Musiala to Anton, who crosses in the ball. Overcooked. But then another chance. Kai Havertz! Voltemade! Doesn't get to it. Orlando Gill now will do play acting. Yeah. We saw that a few days ago between Germany and Ivory Coast. Goalkeeper play acting, ISL standard, and Orlando Gill will try to do his surname all favors. Kai Havertz can't head it goalwards, and Voltemade can't get to it. Good goalkeeping from Orlando Gill. Ooh, oof, oof, oof. Foul on Baltimore. Anyway, halftime. It's still 1-1 between Germany and Paraguay. It's 105 plus minutes. And the questions remain: has the referee cheated Germany of a goal? Are we back to the discussion we had at the Euros where, and Anton's having a word with him and clearly saying, you know what, I didn't foul the keeper, and I agree with him. Bad referee, poor referee. OBFS and deal with clubs ASAP so the clubs start the operations again. Aman, are the clubs ready to do operations? I've heard from 3-4 clubs that they're not fine with the deal to pay the AFF and pay this, pay that. You know, ask Aman, tell me that 13 clubs at least, or 12 clubs. Let's see 12, right? Because I've got certain questions about certain entities, right? Are ready to do it. So let's then talk about it. In Japan, this month they should get Ranji Club as head coach. He's done to solve the issues. Work over Japan. Yeah, it's not fun, Aman. We've got other worries. It's 1-1 between Germany and Paraguay, and Germany just has been robbed of a goal. Nothing else I can say to that. But hey, we're fine. You want, right? And the referee, again, poor. And we've now seen quite a number of decisions, and that's the problem. As much as we want global representation, but we need to have the best referees, and we don't have that, be it here or be it in UEFA competitions and all. That's the problem. AFC competitions as well. You don't take the best, you take the ones to fulfill certain criteria. But that not being given as a goal is very, very poor. Paraguay have kickoff for the last. Havertz sticks his foot in. Orlando Gil clears, but Puliga, Brown, back to Brown. Puliga. Yeah, Germany are in control, but they need to get that goal. Kai Havertz. Havertz against Jose Canale. Havertz using his body. And it's interesting, Germany criticized heavily after the Ecuador game, not being physical enough, not being physically strong enough. But tonight, Germany is putting in everything they have to physically try and win this. And for Paraguay, that is painful. That's given as a foul. Antonio Sanabria. Free kick to be taken by Mauricio. Gustavo Gomez also having a word with him. Free kick for Paraguay in the 107th minute. Into the danger area and cleared by Jonathan Tah for a corner. Yeah, corner given. Tah clearing ahead of Gustavo Velasquez, the 35-year-old. Corner for Paraguay. Germany has to be careful. Cleared. Wirtz heads it out. Paraguay with the ball into the danger area. Headed out again. And Nick Woltemade clears his lines. Can Musiala get to it? No, he can't. But he could now. Musiala. Play on. And Anton clears it for a throw-in. Germany need to get control back. It's a long throw-in from Velasquez, sorry. Sanabria. Nene Brown. Oh, shot blocked. Tony Rüdiger. Havertz loses the ball too easily. Ojeda. Ball crossed in, headed out by Rüdiger. Havertz. And Goretzka stopped. Germany not getting out of their zone at the moment. Ball to Orlando Gil. Floverts doing the meters. Ball cleared. Rüdiger heads it out. And ball headed towards Manuel Neuer. Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich plays it to Havertz. Back to Kimmich. Oh, that's a lovely through ball to Nene Brown. Nene Brown in the box. Just about cleared by Caballero. Corner for Germany. Nene Brown. That first touch wasn't good enough. And allowed Caballero to just clear it. Substitutions for Germany. Antonio Rüdiger off. Wirtz off. Nadim Amiri and Malik Chow on. Germany wanting fresh legs. Can Jonathan Tah do it again? But this time from the left. Kimmich. Yeah, has to put the ball on the line. Seems to be the rule. Kimmich. Oh, that's on top of the crossbar. Or is it? Or is it the keeper? Oh, yes, it's the keeper. Corner now from the other side. It could have gone in. Corner for Germany. Nene Brown to take it from the right this time. 110 plus minutes. It's still 1-1 between Germany and Paraguay. Nene Brown. Tah. Amiri wins the ball. Amiri loses the ball. Paraguay with a chance to break. Ball played to Ojeda. Ojeda plays it across to Caballero. Caballero. Gomez to Caballero. Cubas to Velasquez. Gomez plays it back to his keeper. Gil. Malik Chow clears it. Goretzka heads it back to his keeper. Doesn't take chances. Tah to Malik Chow. Back to Chow from Amiri. Tah. Jonathan Tah. Malik Chow. Nene Brown. Malik Chow. Tah. Anton. Musiala. Musiala on the wing. Jamal Musiala goes past one. Musiala tries to go past two, and that's a foul. And that's likely a card as well for Junior Alonso. It's dangerous play from Junior Alonso. Flying in. And there are two Paraguayans on the ground. Matias Galarza is on the ground as well. And the referee is not entertaining it. Interesting. Matias Galarza on the ground. Oh God! I mean, this is where we need to step in and hand yellow cards for play acting. Sorry for that. Free kick Germany. 113 plus minutes on the clock. Kimmich to take it from the right. Joshua Kimmich into the box, and the keeper has it. Orlando Gill. 113 plus minutes. Malik Chow. Nadim Amiri. Amiri. Referee does not give the foul. Voltemade. Voltemade wins the ball. Germany now. Kai Havertz. That first touch wasn't good. Kai Havertz. And referee says even there, play on. Manuel Neuer. Anton Ta. Nadim Amiri. Out to Nene Brown. Amiri. Malik Chow. Back to Amiri. Nadim Amiri looking at options. Plays it to Kimmich. Anton. Musiala. Musiala needs to keep the ball. Does keep the ball, Musiala. Musiala fouled once, Muller fouled twice. Referee doesn't give it. And this time he's going to give it. And there he's going to pick a card. Poor, very poor refereeing. This is not World Cup quality. Sorry to say that. This is very poor refereeing. Very, very poor refereeing. He's falling for the tricks for the South Americans. Yeah, there's no touch. There's no touch. Come on. Yeah, there is a touch. Sorry, my mistake. But you have to give the foul earlier and then the flying. It's just annoying. One 115 plus minutes between these two. And Galarza, Matthias Galarza, using every second possible. It's a big fight by both the teams. There seems to be a yellow card on the German bench. Okay. Yellow card also on the Paraguay bench. Now the referee seems to have gotten a liking to cards. An angry German kid watching along. And time being lost. Germany fans praying, hoping one chance. Anton wins the ball. Musiala. Oh, Musiala again. And this time it is a yellow card. Yeah, that's a step on Galarza. But that wasn't intentional. And again, free kick for Germany. Ball with Ta. Chow. Amiri. Amiri chips it for Musiala. Heads it on. Not cleared properly. Kai Havertz. And that should be a throw-in for Germany. Kimmich. With the ball. Trying to find its way. And that should be another corner. Nene Brown gets across. 118 minutes now on the clock. It's Germany 1, Paraguay 1. No goals in extra time so far. Nene Brown to take the corner. Can Germany score off a corner? Brown, that's a good corner. That's a good corner. And the header from Voltemade into the arms. No, sorry. It's Anton. Into the arms of Orlando Gil. Long ball forward of the keeper. Malik Chow goes high. The ball stays in play. Paraguay on the left. Germany win the ball. Musiala does well. Jamal Musiala on the way. Jamal Musiala. Musiala still. Musiala plays it to Goretzka. Leon Goretzka wants to play Amiri. Doesn't get it to Amiri. Cleared by Paraguay. Counter-attacking move. Nah. Sanabria stopped. Kimmich. And there are two players down. But Germany continue. Havertz. Kai Havertz. Oh, and that's a free kick for Germany. Too physical. Yeah. Matthias Galarza. Free kick for Germany. From an interesting position on little right outside of the box. It's about 7, 6, 7, 8 meters out. Kimmich and Nadim Amiri looking at the ball. Free kick. Is Kimmich going to take it, or is he going to allow Nadim Amiri to take it? Kimmich looks to be taking it. But Amiri is an option. 120 minutes up. It's already plus. Amiri hits the side netting. Paraguay is known as a great defensive team with the likes of Gustavo Gomez, Junior Alonso, and Omar Alderete. Yes, Hitesh, but that's the thing. Balbuena, Fabian Balbuena, set to come on for Junior Alonso. So that surely is a penalty shootout substitution that Paraguay are making. Experienced Balbuena, 34-year-old. In the last few seconds of added time, Germany keep the ball in play. Jamal Musiala can't believe what the referee is saying. Jose Canale to take that free throw in. Next few seconds in the game, ball into over and out. Germany will want to. And that's the final whistle. And Paraguay is celebrating 120 minutes of a 1-1 against Germany. Best defensive teams on Ecuador and Paraguay. Yeah, Nitesh. And Germany have to ask themselves, how much longer will this fight go on? Paraguay forcing Germany not only to extra time, but into now a penalty shootout. Manuel Neuer will have to prove his class as a goalkeeper. And Orlando Gill has kept his team in the game. The 26-year-old who plays for San Lorenzo in Argentina. He went there as a youngster. So he played for Club San Lorenzo in Paraguay and then moved to San Lorenzo in Argentina. San Lorenzo de Almagro. And done a very good job. And now, both the teams, very interesting to see who wins this. Julian Nagelsmann, I think, saying, forget everything that's happened. Just focus on your penalties and let's try and win this. Germany ready for this. Paraguay ready for this. It's been a great fight. And in the end, penalty shootout can always be unfair. But the question has to be raised why Germany's goal from Jonathan Tah did not stand. Then that would have made it a different game. And that would be now interesting to see. Penalties are always 50-50. Watchalong, Netherlands, Morocco, no, Hitesh, I'm not. And after this, I'm going to go to sleep. It's been much later than I thought it would be, so I'm not doing Netherlands, Morocco. But if you want to be here, I'm doing Germany, Paraguay, as Joshua Kimmich and Gustavo Gomez come across for the coin toss. Who starts the shootout and which goal? More discussion going on with the captains. Okay, Joshua Kimmich wins the coin toss. So, right. Tense fans in the stadium. Yeah, that's tense moments. Zuravar, no idea. To be very honest, at the moment, I'm focused on this penalty shootout. I'm not sure when to do the next live stream tomorrow, day after. I'm not sure. It depends on a few things. Let's wait and see. Both the teams are ready. Kai Havertz to be the first player against Orlando Gill to take the shot. Kai Havertz, man from Arsenal Football Club, won the Premier League title and who was in the Champions League final, scored for Arsenal. They didn't win, but he did score. So, therefore, let's wait and see how the penalty shootout kicks off. Kai Havertz to be the first one. Referee having a word with both the keepers, with Manuel Neuer and Orlando Gill about the rules, what is right, what is wrong. And Kai Havertz to be the first player to take a penalty for Germany. Havertz against Gill. Cleared by the ref. No, Now was cleared by the ref. Kai Havertz! And Orlando Gill saves the first penalty. Orlando Gill saves the penalty from Kai Havertz. A one-handed save from Orlando Gill. Now Manuel Neuer against Mauricio. Germany's number one. As you said, Zoravar, penalty is always 50-50. Mauricio with the first penalty for Paraguay. Germany under pressure. Manuel Neuer. Mauricio. Mauricio puts it in. Neuer on the right side, but Mauricio puts it in. Advantage Paraguay. Manuel Neuer goes to the right side, but can't get his hands to it. Joshua Kimmich, the captain, the next one in line to take a penalty. Germany already under pressure here. Kimmich. And does it easily. It's 1-1. Important penalty from Joshua Kimmich. It's 1-1 between Germany and Paraguay. Sends the keeper to the wrong way. 1-1. Gustavo Gomez, the captain of Paraguay, puts the ball on the line, on the spot, sorry, not on the line, on the spot against Manuel Neuer. Gustavo Gomez sends Neuer to the other side. It's 1-2. Paraguay leading 2-1. Yeah, sends Neuer the wrong way. Jamal Musiala, Germany's third penalty taker. Musiala against Orlando Gil. Musiala! It's 2-2. That's a good penalty from Jamal Musiala. The keeper went to the right side, but Musiala places it so well and so much precision and power that he can't get to it. Dennis Unjaf. It's 2-2. Musiala with the 2-2. The third shooter for Paraguay is Jose. No, sorry, it's not. It's Matthias Galarza. Galarza against Neuer. Neuer and Galarza sends him the wrong way. 3-2 Paraguay. Galarza sends Neuer the wrong way. It's 2-3 Paraguay. The fourth shooter for Germany is going to be Nick Voldemade. Big Nick. He has to score for Germany. Nick Voldemade. Nick Voldemade. That is saved by Orlando Gill. Paraguay are very, very close to the sensation of beating Germany. It's not a bad penalty, but it's a good save from Orlando Gill. Manuel Neuer now has to save, or otherwise Germany are out. Antonio Sanabria with Paraguay's fourth. If he scores, Paraguay are through 4-2. Sanabria, and he hits the post. Germany are alive. Sanabria does not score. He doesn't even hit the post. He hits the advertising to the side. And Zoravar, it's not the end. It's still to play for. Always. Nadim Amiri with Germany's fifth. He has to score, Amiri. Nadim Amiri has to score to at least equalize. Nadim Amiri set up the winner for Germany from Dennis Undav against Ivory Coast. The Mainz 05 midfielder Nadim Amiri scores it 3-3. Germany is still alive. And now it is the man who was brought on to score, Fabian Balbuena, the experienced defender, the 34-year-old. Does he score? Paraguay are through. If he misses or Manuel Neuer saves, we go into sudden death. Fabian Balbuena. Fabian Balbuena. And Manuel Neuer saves! Manuel Neuer makes a save. We go into sudden death. Germany are alive. Manuel Neuer saves. It's 3-3. And Germany have come back from the brink of that good save from Manuel Neuer. And that substitution of Fabian Balbuena has no value. Manuel Neuer saves. It's now penalty number 6. It's never over, Zoravar. It's never over. It's Jonathan Tah. Can Germany take the lead for the first time this evening? It's 3-3 after 5 penalties. Jonathan Tah. Jonathan Tah, and he blasts it over. He blasts it over. If there'd been a football god, he would have allowed Jonathan Tah to score. Unbelievable. Jonathan Tah blasts it over the goal. Terrible penalty. Terrible, terrible penalty. It's once more Manuel Neuer. Germany best up to quarters. Germany are not in the quarters. And it is Jose Canale against Manuel Neuer. Jose Canale, he scores! Paraguay are in the round of 16. Germany are out. Germany are out of the FIFA World Cup. 4-3 for Paraguay, and Germany are out of the World Cup. Nothing much to say. Terrible ending of this tournament. And yeah, what to say? Yeah, when it mattered, Germany couldn't score. Germany didn't find solutions to score, and Germany are out of the World Cup. What to say? Yeah. What is the inspiration for Indian football, Zarawar? I don't know where you find it. Could not believe the revival of Paraguayan football. Yeah, but that's the reality. That's the reality of this game tonight. Yeah, hard luck. Yeah, Neil, hard luck on one side, but that's football and penalty shooters. Peru and Chile could not qualify the sense. Yeah, attacking players let Germany down. Yeah, attacking players, uh, unnecessary defensive mistakes. And yeah, it was most probably the last match for Neuer. Yeah, it's hard to believe, but that's the reality. That's football for you, for me, for us. Um, Paraguay fought like lions. Orlando Gill, great game, very good game as a keeper, saved two penalties, and there's not much to say because Germany are capable of more. And once more, a tournament which I've now said a few times over the last decade that Germany has not really fulfilled its potential. Let the team go out, and yeah, it's disappointing. It was unnecessary because Germany had the chances and opportunity. We have to talk about the goal not given. Yunus header. I think that was something which has to be said. And yeah, what to say, what to add. Nothing more to say. But this is football for you. This is football, and yeah, yeah, he will be missed. But Manuel Neuer was not the reason of Germany winning or losing. But yeah, I don't know if Nagelsmann will get sacked or will resign. Something will happen. Robert, don't ask me what will happen. Something will happen around this. There will be changes, and yeah, so that's the reality. Baltimore looked so poor, and yeah, had a good start to the Premier League, but then second half of the season, uh, you know, and uh, and therefore that's the reality. So yeah, Uruguay couldn't do what Paraguay could. Uruguay were poor. Paraguay fought their way through in the round of 16, and congratulations to Paraguay. That's nothing much one can say. Germany have to blame themselves. And can I go back? We have to talk about VR, but again, so therefore, yeah, let's see. Disappointing. Um, so therefore, yeah, disappointing. What else? What else? And with that, slowly, I'll come to an end. Thank you very much for joining in this live watch along of Germany versus Paraguay. Germany lose 3-4 on penalties after 1-1 after 90, 120 minutes. And yeah, disappointment. Nothing more to add. Gute Nacht, good night, Zorawa, and I'll catch you in the coming days.